Yo, what's good, YouTube? Zamcrow here, aka Scoop, back with the UBC, the United Battle Championship, season number 4, week number 12. It is the season finale, and we're taking on the Kansas City Kakunas, coached by Adam the Bee's Knees, who is also the commissioner of the league. Gonna hop into the battle in a minute. Gonna talk for a sec about the playoff seeding. So, at this moment in time, we are 9-2 with a plus 20 differential. Greg is 9-2 with a plus 32 differential. We're both on a pretty hot streak. He's on a 5-game win streak, and I'm on a 7-game win streak, and we're fighting for that number 1 spot. If I win and he loses, he gets it. If we both win, he gets it. If I lose, I don't even get top 2. Either of the top 2 seeds, because Bristol Bulu, coached by Professor Chip, has, spoiler alert, he has won his last match of the season on a 3-game win streak. He is 9-3 with a plus 23 differential. So if we finish 9-3, we actually will have a less than 20 plus differential, meaning that Chip would get the number 2 seed, and Greg would get the number 1 seed, even if he lost 6-0, because his differentials are already so high. That being said, we want to win, and we want Greg to lose, but most importantly, we want to win, because regardless, if we win, we do get a bye, and it doesn't matter if we get the 1 or 2 seed, but having the number 1 seeds, just for bragging rights or whatever, so it'd be nice to see Greg lose his match. Anyways, that being said, the playoffs are basically locked with Tampa Zygarde 10s, Munster Maractus, Kansas City Kakunas, Bristol Bulu, Blackmont Rockers, Los Angeles Fable. We do want to win to guarantee the number 2 seed, like I mentioned, but me and Chip could potentially interchange with the number 2 and number 3 seeds. However, we will not fall any further than the number 3 seed, meaning we would play the number 6 seed, which I think is already guaranteed for Tampa Zygarde 10s. Anyways, that being said, we can hop over into the teams. Kansas City Kakunas, coached by Adam here. He drafted a pretty solid team. Kieran Black, Scizor, Reuniclus, Arcanine, Crocodile, Vaporeon, Electros, Hitmonlee, Weezing, Gourgeist, all forms, and Mega Diancie. His Z-move users are Kieran Black, which is scary, Arcanine, which is also scary, and Crocodile, which again is also scary. However, we have Victini, Zapdos, Gyarados, Mamoswine, Cobalion, Shaman, Ditto, Scrafty, Golurk, Swellow, and Mega Gardevoir, with Zapdos, Gyarados, and Shamanos being our Z-move users. That being said, you look at his team, and look at my team. I don't really expect Weezing. I do have Victini, and I do have Mega Gardevoir, which straight up OHKO it, unless it's like Payapa Berry, but that takes away from its longevity and recovery. I don't expect Gourgeist, because again, I do have Victini, Mamoswine, Ditto, Scrafty, Golurk, Swellow. I don't really expect Gourgeist. Electros could come, but I can deal with it pretty comfortably. I would expect it to come to take on the Gyarados pretty comfortably. I expect Vaporeon to come because of, Gyarados again. Pretty good Mamoswine sits in if it's Fizz Death. But then again, I do have the Shaman, so I can understand why it didn't come. Fully expected Kieran Black and Crocodile and Mega Diancie to come. And then the other ones were, interchangeable. He does bring the Scizor and the Reuniclus and the Hitmonlee, which I 100% didn't expect. Hitmonlee is, in my opinion, a bad set to bring against me. And so I didn't, really prep for it. I'm not saying I didn't prep for it, because obviously I do have answers for it, being Zapdos, Shaman, and potentially Swellow, unless it's Choice Scarf, Hitmonlee. But, I have Victini, which takes nothing from High Jump Kick. Mega Gardevoir takes nothing from High Jump Kick. Golurk is immune to High Jump Kick. Ditto would, trace it, and I would have max HP, and, max attack, max speed, and max HP. And he would only have max attack, max HP, max attack and max speed. So I would do more with my High Jump Kick to him than he would do to me even though he has a higher base HP, because I'm fully invested if I bring Ditto. And then I do have Gyarados and Zapdos, which take nothing from high jump kick. And I have I have an Intimidate core plus Swellow, and I could like swap around my Intimidate core and then bring Swellow in, and I don't die to the high jump kick. So I thought Hitmonlee was a little bit weird, but again, it didn't matter for Adam if he won or lost this match. All he's doing is playing spoiler to my seeding. And what that means is if he loses, nothing changes. He's still in the same position at the number 4 seed. I think, unless he lost. Nah, he could lose 6-0 and he would still keep his number 4 seed because his differential is so high. So yeah, he does bring a few meme or heat sets. Tone brought memes. Adam brings, actual heat sets that can work against me. Tone sets were pure meme and like Bandit Clefable, probably Magic Guard, or it was crazy. Tone sets were pretty cool. He sent me a Space Man, so that was pretty cool. Anyways, we can hop into the battle here, I do believe. I don't think there's anything else I want to talk about before the match starts. Yeah, nothing I want to talk about. So, looking at his team here, I expect his lead to be Mega Diancie, so he can either prevent me from getting rocks up and scare out something like a Mamoswine lead. He does lead rather weird to me, because if say I was Sash Mamoswine, right, and he leads. Let's hop into the battle here so you can see what he leads. I'm going to lead Cobalion, predicting his Mega Diancie. And like I said, I'm a Salt Vest with a lot of Spadef investment, so I live the Moonblast. He leads Hitmonlee, and what this means is he's probably Choice Scarf. But besides that, what this means is if I was Mamoswine, and multiple times this season, maybe not multiple times, but I faced Mega Medicham once in this league particularly. I don't know if Adam scouted how I play. I don't know if he scouted. I mean, he had to have scouted me before because he invited me to the league saying I was a competent battler. That's his exact words. So if he scouted me and he knows how I play, he should know that if I prepared for a Hitmonlee with reckless high jump kick, that I have Protect on at least 2 of my mons. At the very least, 1 of my mons. So if I led with Mamoswine and had Protect on it to counter lead a Hitmonlee, and I went for the Protect, and I was also Sash, then I would live the following high jump kick and knock him out with Earthquake. So I'm not sure why he brought Hitmonlee with high jump kick. In this matchup, it's going to do well for him because I didn't, particularly prep for it. As you can see, I do have a couple switch-ins, being Shaman and Zapdos. But Kicking Foot here is going to do exactly his name, and he's going to kick a foot. I can't risk him being Scarf and stay in here and lose my Cobalion just like that. So I'm going to hard switch out. I don't even know if I've went over my sets yet. Let me go over my sets yet. I am a AV Cobalion, outspeeding the Crook, outspeeding the Kieran Black, outspeeding the Arcanine. A lot of attack investment to where I can 2-hit KO a Crocodile after Intimidate with the Close Combat. I can OHKO the Mega Diancie with the Iron Head and 2-hit KO the Kieran Black as well with Close Combat and Iron Head, either one really. I do have the Hidden Power Fire and the Volt Switch. I am a AV set, Scrafty, very bulky, very little bit speedy. To speed creep things on his team. Gorgeous, Weezing, Reuniclus, non-speed invested Scizor. I do have Power Up Punch, Drain Punch, Knockoff, and Crunch. I'm going over my team really fast. Sorry for that. I already started the battle and hadn't went over my team. I got a Fizdef Zapdos with Volt Switch, Heat Wave, Roost, and Defog. Kamikaze, my Swellow, which is making its season debut because it outpaces everything on his team, and I needed to do that. I do have to run Jolly, though. I'm a bit unfortunate. U-turn, Brave Bird, Facade, and the Steel Wing, so I can knock out the Mega Diancie in one hit. Guts, Flame Orb, and I have a Spadef Shaman leftovers, I think. Dazzling Gleam, Hidden Power Fire, Seed Flare, and Toxic, and I have a Scarf Mamoswine with Rocks, Dual Stab, and Priority, just in case that the Crocodile is also scarfed and getting a Moxie Sweep or something like that. Anyways, he leads off with the Hitmonlee. I lead with the Cabalion. Can't rest the Scarf, so I'm going to hard switch into Zapdos, which is Fizdef, so I'm going to take nothing from. This could be Adamant, High Jump Kick, could be Jolly, High Jump Kick, couldn't really gauge, but it's most likely that he's Choice Scarf there. So there's that. I'm going to Volt Switch out here because I know he's not going to stay in, and he has pretty solid switch-ins. If he switches into the Crook on my Volt Switch, no big deal, because I could hard switch into my Scrafty or my Cabalion. I don't really predict him to go for an Earthquake on my Zapdos, but I could switch into the Cabalion. Most likely the Scrafty, though, to get my Intimidate. I'm going to Volt Switch out, though, as he goes into his Reuniclus. So I can bring in Scrafty here hard, no big deal. And I can just click Knockoff. And whatever he brings in loses its item, unless it's the Mega Diancie, which is actually probably his best play. But he does bring in the Scizor, takes almost 40% and loses his Akaberry. Not the most optimal play in my opinion, but whatever. He does go for the Bug Bite. Take nothing from it because Zapdos is a beast. Going to Roost up here and get my HP back to a reasonable amount to where I can take hits from everything else, and I'm not too hit KO'd by the Hitmonlee. He brings in his Reuniclus again. Not sure why this is Zapdos switch in or whatever, but I'm just going to Volt Switch out and go into Scrafty, and even with my Assault Vest, he does over 50% with the Focus Blast, meaning he is offensively invested. Just going to go for the Drain Punch because I know he's not going to switch out. I mean, I know he's going to switch out. Could potentially went into his Mega Diancie, which would take neutral damage from a pretty strong Scrafty. He does go into his Scizor. He gets crit, but it didn't matter in the sense that, you know, he's losing his Scizor because of the crit. That's not the case. The only way that crit mattered is that my Scrafty is now at a much higher HP than it was, you know, if I didn't get a crit. Because I'm obviously just going to hard switch into my Zapdos here. I'm not going to take a Bug Bite. I'm not going to take a U-turn on my Scrafty and let my HP get dropped again. He Baton Passes out to his Mega Diancie here, and I'm going to make a big boy play and stay in right here. And I wished I had Hidden Power Steel right here. I debated it so much in Team Prep, and I didn't click it. I thought about it with the Charty Berry. That's why I had the Charty Berry. But I'm just going to Volt Switch out here as he sets up his Stealth Rocks, and now I can bring in Shaman, which OHKOs from this range. But I'm going to make another big boy play, and I'm going to go for the Dazzling Gleam, predicting the Kyurem to come in on my Seed Flare. Since I do show leftovers, and I could potentially be Aromatherapy and Toxic, do go for the Dazzling Gleam as he brings in his Reuniclus. And here I'm going to click Toxic because it's like 95% accurate, but I do miss, and he gets a critical hit Infestation, which is very unfortunate because it did way more than it should have. Shouldn't have did that much. Should have did like 9, but it did like 17. And then he gets the Infestation and the Psychic, and I have to waste a turn going for the second Toxic because Reuniclus is a problem. Now I'm stuck in here as well. So I'm just going to go for the Seed Flare, try to get Spadef drops, and he's going to be able to knock me out with the Infestation damage, and I lose Shaman, which was my Mega Diancie switch in. And this is important because now I have nothing to sack off to the Mega Diancie, I have nothing to switch into the Mega Diancie, and that's problematic. Here I'm just going to come in with Zapdos. I know he's going to switch out, so no reason to attack. I'm just going to go for the Defog, get rid of these rocks, pressure the Diancie. If he wants to keep the rocks, he will have to put them back up. Can hard switch into my Scrafty here and take nothing from the crunch. And that is beautiful. Scrafty's so bulky. Able to just go for the Power Up Punch here if he wanted to stay in. I was going to go for the Power Punch into the Drain Punch and knock him out. Or reveal Power Up Punch and then go for the Drain Punch as he swapped out to the Mega Diancie. That was something I thought of. But he does bring in the Mega Diancie here after his Scizor goes down, and I could stay in and predict him to overpredict, but I am just going to hard switch into my Zapdos. I know I can take one Moonblast, and then I debated going into scouting for the rock type attack, but I knew he was just going to click Moonblast again. Why would he reveal more of his set? And now here, I'm down pretty big, and I have no switch-ins to Hitmonlee anymore, so it was looking very problematic. What I needed was Hitmonlee to take some kind of chip damage, and I needed to make a lot of plays to get back into this match. I needed to risk some things that normally I wouldn't risk, and yeah, that's going to be that. Here, after Zapdos goes down, I'm just I'm making it seem like I didn't really have a good play. So I was just waiting and waiting and waiting. I knew what my play was. My play was to revenge kill with Mamoswine. Potentially go into Swellow, but I didn't want to reveal the Steel Wing. If I went to Swellow right here, he would know 100% that I had Steel Wing and that I was going to go for it. He could just swap out into any of his Mons, really. He could have potentially sacked this thing as well, but I'm going to go into Mamoswine, and I know that 100%, but I waited and waited and waited to make it seem like I wasn't, Choice Scarf Mamoswine, and that I was going to, KO this thing no matter what. So I finally do bring in my Mamoswine, and he's going to switch out, potentially fearing me to be Sash or Choice Scarf. I'm going to go for an Adamant Earthquake, do over half to the Kyurem Black, and then I'm just going to follow up with another one. Didn't think that he would be Choice Scarf Kyurem because, I do have Victini. He wouldn't want to lock himself into Ice Beam. I do have Mega Gardevoir, so he didn't want to lock himself into Dragon Claw or something like that. So I'm just going to go for another Earthquake and pick up the easy 2-hit KO. And now he brings in the Hitmonlee. My play here is to, I could risk him missing and knock him out with the Earthquake, but Mamoswine is basically one of my win conditions at this point. So I'd much rather sack off Scrafty, which is not doing much since the rest of my team beats Crook. The rest of my team beats Reuniclus at this level. So I can get the Intimidate off and bring in Swellow and go for the Brave Bird as he goes into Reuniclus. And I get an unfortunate crit, and what I mean by unfortunate is it's going to die to Toxic to a dead Shaman instead of Swellow picking up the kill here, and he's going to go into his Hitmonlee, and as you can see there, he misses his high jump kick. Now I thought about this play for a minute, and I was just like, okay, he's hit 2 high jump kicks. If he lands this one, that's 3 high jump kicks. There's no way he's going to land all of his high jump kicks because Pokemon won't let you do that. I missed a Toxic. I got critical hit, I think, maybe twice, or maybe we were both crit once, or no, he was crit twice, I was crit twice. No, I missed. He was crit twice, and I was crit once, and I missed. So he goes for a high jump kick here, and he misses. And I risk it. I told him in the chat right after that I had to risk that and hope that he missed that high jump kick and go for the Brave Bird to knock him out. What this means is that he can bring in his Mega Diancie, but it drops to the Steel Wing. He can bring in his Crook, but I could U-turn out. But I'm going to risk the Facade killing here because I would love to get a Swellow sweep with its debut. But he's going to go for the knockoff and get rid of my Flame Orb. And the reason I risked the Facade is because I didn't need Swellow to outspeed, because I can get this damage off, and if he kills me and he gets his Moxie boost, because there's no way he was whatever the third ability is, I didn't think he would be that. So my thought process was get damage off, revenge kill with the Ice Shard with the Mamoswine, and then he brings in the Mega Diancie as I bring, I can't let him set up with Mega Diancie, so I'm going to hard switch into Cobalion, and if he goes for the Rock Polish, I'll live any hit he wants to go for because I'm Assault Vest, and knock him out with the Iron Head and get a 2-0 victory, or he goes for Moonblast into Moonblast, potentially knocks out my Cobalion, and then I revenge kill with Mamoswine. So at this point, I knew the game was won. All I had to do was not choke and click the wrong move, which I'm going to go right into Mamoswine, click Ice Shard, get the KO. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Now he brings in his Mega Diancie, and like I said, I hard switch into Cobalion every time. Couldn't let him set up. He goes for the Earth Power, which does a little bit more than Moonblast does. So good play on his part to maybe predict that or whatever. I guess he really. I mean, if I stay, he didn't lose anything by going for the Earth Power, except unless I stayed in and went for like double Ice Shard and like did a lot of damage to him. But he's not going to set up here. Mamoswine's 100% going to outspeed here, and I'm going to get the 1-0 victory. Unfortunate high jump kick miss, but I did have to risk it after I lost my Shaman and Zapdos to basically lost them to Reuniclus and Mega Diancie when I didn't really need to. However, I take wins. I take hacks wins. I take whatever. I don't care if I win by hacks. That's not the optimal route I would like to go. I don't like winning like that. I would hate to win like a match that actually matters. Like this match didn't matter to Adam, so like I don't apologize for the hacks. And in my opinion, it was justice for what little bit happened to me in the match, the toxic miss and whatnot on the Shaman. That's how I look at it. Now, if I was fighting for the 2 seed and I got hacked out, or if Adam was fighting for the 2 seed right here and I hacked Adam out, that would suck, and I would be extremely sorry for that. But match didn't matter to him, mattered to me. RN Jesus was on my side, and I take high jump kick misses. That being said, that's going to be a good game. We will finish 10-2 with a plus 21 differential, and at the very least, we got the number 2 seed. Now, if Greg loses, we will grab the number 1 seed. So, might make an update video before the playoffs, since I won't have a week 1 of the playoffs. I won't have a battle video, so I could maybe upload something on Sunday. Maybe going over just the entire season, having like a season recap, going over some of the stats of my mons and whatnot, because I've got some pretty interesting stats, especially after the last few weeks. Anyways, we finished the season on an 8-game win streak. We grabbed the number 2 seed at the very least, potentially the number 1 seed, and we're very happy. This is our first season in the United Battle Championship. Thank you, Adam, for having us this season. Very, very fun season. Met some cool guys. Pretty fun competition. And yeah, I think that's just about it. Just look forward to round 1 of the playoffs. It'll be here in 2 weeks, I do believe. And hopefully we grab another win, and we will go on to the finals, because all we need is one more win. One more win, and we're off to the finals. So, that being said, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.